My cheating wife thought I was having an affair. I never corrected her. I found out my wife was cheating 3 months before she realized I knew. She never confessed. I never confronted her. Sometimes I wonder if that makes me a coward. Maybe it does. I just know that once I saw the truth, something inside me went quiet. Not angry, not dramatic, just quiet. We've been married for 12 years. Her name is Lauren. We have one daughter who's 9. If it weren't for our daughter, I probably would have packed a bag that same night. Instead, I kept living like nothing had happened. I made lunches, picked up groceries, helped with homework, watched movies on Friday nights. Everything looked normal. It just didn't feel normal anymore. I didn't catch her because she forgot to delete a text, or because someone told me. It was actually much dumber than that. She asked me to print something from her email while she was driving. She gave me her password over the phone. I printed the document, closed the laptop. Then another email popped up. Subject line: last night. I wish I'd never opened it. I really do. Because before that moment, I still believed my marriage was exactly what I thought it was. It wasn't graphic. It wasn't some movie scene. It was worse. It sounded comfortable, familiar, like two people who'd been talking for a while. He thanked her for dinner, said he couldn't stop thinking about waking up beside her. She replied, "Me neither." That was enough. I didn't read another message. I didn't need to. For the next few days, I kept asking myself the same question. Should I confront her? Every time I imagined the conversation, I already knew how it'd go. She'd deny it, then admit part of it, then explain it, then apologize, maybe cry, maybe blame herself, maybe blame me. I'd heard enough stories from friends to know the script. And honestly, I wasn't interested in hearing it. Not until I knew what I wanted. So I watched. Not in some creepy way. I didn't hire anyone. I didn't follow her. I just paid attention. She suddenly started working late twice a week. She smiled at her phone more than she smiled at me. She became weirdly protective of it. Things I'd probably ignored before now stood out. One Saturday morning, she kissed me goodbye and said she was meeting her friend Melissa for brunch. Around noon, Melissa walked into the hardware store where I was buying paint. She waved. "Hey, Mark." I smiled. "How was brunch?" She looked confused. "What brunch?" I just nodded. "Never mind." She kept walking. I stood there staring at a shelf full of screws for probably 5 minutes. Not because I needed screws, because I suddenly realized Lauren wasn't even trying very hard anymore. That night, she climbed into bed beside me, wrapped her arm around me, asked if everything was okay. I almost laughed. Instead, I just said, "I'm tired." That became my answer for everything. A few weeks passed. Then something unexpected happened. I stopped caring where she was. Not because I'd forgiven her. Because I'd accepted that my marriage was already over. She just didn't know it yet. That's when I started doing things for myself again. I joined a gym. Started staying after work to play basketball with a few guys from the office. Went fishing on Saturdays. Bought clothes I actually liked instead of whatever was on sale. Nothing to make her jealous. Just things I'd stopped doing years ago. Funny enough, that's when she started watching me. One evening I came home an hour later than usual. Traffic had been terrible. She looked up from the couch. "Where were you?" "Out." "Doing what?" "Just out." She stared at me. Normally, I'd explain everything. This time, I didn't. The questions became more frequent. "Who were you texting?" "No one important." "Why are you smiling?" "I wasn't." "You're dressing differently." "Am I?" I wasn't playing games. I simply stopped giving detailed explanations. For 12 years, I'd accounted for every hour of my day. Suddenly, I didn't feel like I owed anyone that anymore. Then one Friday, I got out of the shower. My phone wasn't where I'd left it. Lauren was standing in the bedroom, holding it. She looked embarrassed. I thought it was mine. It was an obvious lie. She'd been trying to unlock it. She handed it back. then asked, almost casually, "So, is there someone else?" I looked at her for a few seconds. Long enough for her expression to change. Then I simply shrugged. "I don't know why you'd ask me that." She didn't say another word. But something in her face told me. She'd already decided there was. And for the first time since discovering her affair, I didn't rush to defend myself. I simply let her believe whatever she wanted. She never asked me directly again. Not after that night. But I could tell she'd convinced herself there was someone else. And honestly, she didn't need much evidence. She started looking for it everywhere. One Saturday morning, I went for a run. I'd been trying to get back into shape. Nothing crazy, just a few miles around the neighborhood. When I got home, Lauren was standing in the kitchen, coffee untouched. "You've never liked running." "I do now." She nodded slowly. "People change, I guess." "Yeah, they do." I don't think she realized how true that sentence was. A week later, I bought a new shirt. Nothing expensive. Dark blue. Actually fit me. Lauren noticed immediately. "New shirt?" "Yeah. You buying new clothes all of a sudden?" "I needed some." "For who?" I looked at her. "For me." That answer seemed to bother her more than if I'd named another woman. I wasn't trying to make her jealous. I genuinely wasn't. For the first time in years, I stopped organizing my life around making her comfortable. If I wanted to stay late playing basketball, I stayed. If I wanted to grab dinner with coworkers, I did. I didn't lie. I just stopped reporting every detail. Funny how quickly that started looking suspicious to someone who'd been hiding things herself. About a month later, she asked if I could pick up our daughter from school. "I've got a work meeting." "No problem." When I got there, our daughter climbed into the truck. "Dad?" "Yeah?" "Mom wasn't at work today." "What do you mean?" "I saw her." "Where?" "At the mall." "She didn't see me." I kept my eyes on the road. Kids notice everything. They just don't always understand what they're seeing. That evening, Lauren came home carrying shopping bags. "Meeting went long," she said. I nodded. "Busy day?" "Very." That was it. No argument. No accusation. Nothing. A strange thing happens when you stop chasing the truth. People start hearing their own lies. Then, one night, around 11, her phone lit up on the nightstand. She was in the shower. I wasn't going to look. I honestly wasn't. Then I saw the name. Ryan. The same one from the email. It wasn't even the message that got me. It was what happened next. The phone stopped ringing. A few seconds later, mine buzzed. Unknown number. I ignored it. It rang again. Then a third time. Whoever it was. They really wanted me to answer. I finally picked up. No one spoke. Just breathing. Then, click. The line went dead. The next morning, Lauren barely looked at me. She kept checking my face, like she was waiting for something. Finally, she asked, "Did anyone call you last night?" I looked up from my coffee. "Yeah." "Who?" "No idea." "What did they want?" "They didn't say." She looked genuinely unsettled. That afternoon, she called me at work. Something she almost never did. "Can I ask you something?" "Sure." "Are you happy?" I actually laughed. That's a big question for a Tuesday. "I'm serious." I thought about it. "No." Silence. Then she quietly asked, "Is it because of her?" I knew exactly what she meant. I also knew she wanted me to deny it, to tell her she was imagining things. Instead, I answered honestly, "No. It isn't because of her." I never said there was a her. She filled that part in herself. A few days later, I came home to find dinner already on the table. Candles. Wine. Our daughter was spending the night at a friend's house. Lauren smiled. I thought we could spend some time together. It had been months since she'd planned anything for just the two of us. We ate mostly in silence. Halfway through dinner, she finally said, "I need to ask you something." I nodded. "If you met someone, Would you tell me? I put my fork down. I don't know. That wasn't the answer she wanted. Tears started filling her eyes. I deserved the truth. For the first time in weeks, I felt something close to anger. Not because of what she said, because of the irony. I looked at her for a long moment, then quietly replied, "Do you?" She stared at me. "What does that mean?" I stood up. "I'm going for a walk." "Mark." I didn't stop. As I reached the front door, she called after me one last time. "Please, just tell me if there's someone else." I turned around, looked her straight in the eyes, and said the only thing I'd been completely sure of in months. "I think you're asking the wrong question." Then I walked out, and for the first time, she started crying before I was even out of the driveway. I didn't come back for almost 3 hours. I wasn't trying to punish her. I just needed to be somewhere that wasn't my house. I ended up sitting in the parking lot of a park where I'd taken our daughter when she was little. She used to spend an hour on the swings. I'd spend an hour pretending my coffee wasn't getting cold. Funny the things you remember when your life starts falling apart. When I got home, Lauren was still awake. She was sitting on the couch. No TV, no phone, just waiting. She looked up as I walked in. "I know." I stopped. "What do you know?" "I know why you've changed." I took my shoes off. Didn't answer. She stood up. "I found someone." There it was. Not, "Did you?" Not, "Are you?" She'd already accepted it as fact. "You don't have to tell me who she is. I understand." I looked at her. For almost a minute, neither of us said anything. Then she whispered, "I deserve this." That was the first honest thing she'd said in months. She started crying. I kept thinking, if I was patient, you'd tell me. You'd tell me there was someone else. You'd leave. And maybe that would make this easier. I frowned. Easier? So I wouldn't have to tell you what I've done. That sentence landed harder than anything I'd read in those emails. Because she finally said it. Without me forcing her. Without me accusing her. "I've been seeing someone." Her voice barely worked. "It started 8 months ago." I kept telling myself it was over. Then I'd go back. I hated myself every time. She looked at me. "I don't expect you to forgive me." I nodded. "I know." She looked surprised. "What?" "I know." Her face went completely blank. "You know?" "I've known for 3 months." She actually took a step backward. 3 months? I nodded. "You knew? And you never said anything?" "No." "Why?" I thought about that question a lot over the past few months. Finally, I answered honestly. "Because I wanted to know if you'd ever tell me without being caught." She sat back down. Almost collapsed, really. "I was going to." "When?" "I don't know." "When I ended it. When things felt right. When I found the courage." I sighed. "That's the problem. There was always going to be another when." She looked at me through tears. "So, there isn't another woman?" "No." She covered her face. "Oh my God. I thought." "I know what you thought. I let you think it." She stared at me. "Why?" "Because every day you came home hiding something from me. I wanted you to know what it felt like to wonder. I never lied to you. I just stopped explaining myself. And you filled in the blanks." She started sobbing. "I've spent weeks imagining you with someone else. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I kept checking your phone. I kept wondering if you'd already stopped loving me." I looked at her quietly. That's exactly what betrayal feels like. She didn't argue. She couldn't. I wasn't trying to get revenge. I wasn't trying to make you jealous. I'd already accepted our marriage was probably over. I wasn't going to comfort you while you were hurting over something you imagined, when I'd been living with something real. Neither of us spoke for a while. Finally, she asked, "Is there anything left to save?" I wish I could tell you I had an answer. I didn't. I still don't. 6 months have passed since that night. We're divorced now. Not because of one argument. Not because of one affair. Because trust doesn't come back simply because someone finally tells the truth. Especially when they only tell it after believing they've been replaced. We co-parent our daughter. We're respectful. We don't fight. Sometimes people ask why the marriage ended. I simply tell them, we stopped being honest. That's enough. The strangest part of all this isn't that my wife cheated. It isn't even that she thought I was cheating. It's this. The only reason she believed I could have another woman was because she already knew how easy it is to live a double life. I never had an affair. I never even considered one. But I also never corrected her. Because for the first time in our marriage, I needed her to sit with the uncertainty she'd created. Not forever. Just long enough to understand what she'd been asking me to live with. If you're wondering whether it changed anything, yes, it changed everything. Just not in the way either of us hoped.